Hello, this is Will at Smith. This is Will's Semiconductor News Summary. I've compiled some of the best stories for electronic sourcing professionals this week. Some of ASML's suppliers are exploring Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Vietnam as new headquarters locations, new manufacturing locations, in an attempt to diversify away from China. The Dutch government has recently placed new restrictions on China, so their leading electronics manufacturers are looking outside. Well, the news of the day certainly is banking failure, and earlier in the week we were all discussing SVB. Their exposure to the electronics industry and the semiconductor industry seems to be minimal. The US government has also promised to at least make US customers whole, so Italian semiconductor designer Technoprobe SBA may be affected, but only about 2.5% of their cash reserves were placed in SBA. Again, this seems like it's not going to have too much of an impact. Roku had 26% of their cash-like assets in SVB. This is notable, they just launched some TVs, and while they'll likely get their money back, it may take time. Samsung is putting $230 billion into new domestic manufacturing. They're going to online 5 new plants over the next 20 years. And the focus is going to be on semiconductor manufacturing outside of memory. Samsung is one of the world's leading players in memory, but that market is volatile. We've seen consumer demand fall off, and with it, memory. Samsung hopes that these investments will improve revenue stability. They have an existing plant in Texas, and they're going to build a $17 billion sister plant in Texas again. All in, the government expects to put in over $400 billion worth of value into the semiconductor and technology market in South Korea. We'll likely see more investment announced from other companies as well. China is placing a greater focus on domestic automobile chip manufacturing. China is the world's largest automobile market, but they only use 5% of domestic chips in automobile manufacturing. There's a lot of political support for a chip-style program in China, but one is yet to be announced. It's rumored that one valued at over $140 billion will be put in place, but again, nothing's been announced. As the US and China's economies grow more independent, patents are at risk. Under Chinese law, any co-developed patent is Chinese technology, and they could use that to file lawsuits. This isn't a totally uncommon practice. Apple was even sued in 2012 over Siri, and that case is still ongoing. While both South Korea and Japan are US allies, their relations are more fraught. Each country has, however, recognized the military and economic value in working together more tightly. President Yoon Suk-yeol and Prime Minister Fumio Kishida met yesterday. They pledged to remove chip material export controls and improve their military and trade relationship. Mitsubishi Electric is doubling their investment in silicon carbide semiconductors. These are high-efficiency power semiconductors. Mitsubishi is now targeting a total of $1.9 billion worth of investment through fiscal year of 2025, and $744 million worth of that are going into refurbishing an LCD factory into a silicon carbide semiconductor one. The goal is to be more competitive, though the Swiss semiconductor firm STMicro currently is the leader in the space. Thank you for joining Will's Semiconductor News Summary. If you have any questions about the stories that I've provided, you're looking for any components, or you have questions about Smith, please reach out directly.